All right. For problems 4 and 5, you'll notice in the directions here it says solve for each equation, and we give you a reminder here that these are already factored. So what we did in the questions 2 and 3, we don't need to do. All we need to do here is solve for x. And so we've got x plus 1 and 3x minus 5, and those are being multiplied together, and they're equal to 0. And from the zero product property, you should know that if you have two numbers multiplied together to get you 0, that either this value, a must equal 0, or this value here, b must equal 0. One of these two has to equal 0 in order for two numbers to multiply together to get you 0. So on this problem, you notice here that we have two sets of parentheses that are multiplied together. So this is actually quite an easy problem. All we're going to do is take each factor, in this case the x plus 1, and set it equal to 0. And we're going to do the same with the second factor, 3x minus 5. Set that one equal to 0. And here we were just left with a real basic algebra 1 problem. We just need to solve each of these for x, and so we subtract the 1 on this one, and you get x equals negative 1. There's your one solution. And this one is going to be a two-step equation. You have 3x equals, we're going to need to add 5 in this case, and then in the last step we're going to need to divide by 3, so x equals 5/3. So you have two solutions here. You have one solution for each of your factors. Okay? Now problem number 5, we have the same thing. We have two values multiply together to get you 0. So either one of these could be equal to 0. So we've got the 2x, that could equal 0. Or we've got the x minus 1, that could also be equal to 0. So if 2x is equal to 0, we divide both sides by 2, and in this case 0 divided by 2 just remains 0, which should make sense. 2 times 0 gets you 0. And on the last one, again, following the mathematical procedure here of adding 1 to the other side, you would get x equals 1. And of course 1 minus 1 does equal 0. Okay? So this would be the steps in order to get your solutions here. And a lot of these you might be able to do mentally, such as problem number 4 here. X plus 1, what would make that 0? Obviously that would be negative 1. For the 3x minus 5 question, you might want to show a little bit more work for yourself. But on problem number 5, 2 times what number gets you 0? That would have been 0. You probably could have done that without showing the work. And 1 minus 1 would get you 0. Again, you might be able to solve that one without showing work as well. So on questions 4 and 5 on the test, remember they're already factored, and all we're going to do is set the factors equal to 0 and solve for x.